The following is an encore presentation of Darkness Radio.
Hello, everybody. It's a Wednesday. That means only one thing. It's time now for Supernatural News and Parashare. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. You know, with that, we do need a co-hostess today. So I reach across the Midwest to that state that's a mitten. And I know that down here is somewhere down here is our co-hostess today. That would be the one, the only, the co-hostess with the mostest, the Pearl of the Midwest.
There we go. I'm not the prostitute.
No. The best in the business, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Mallie Fox. Hi, Mallie. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. No, we're not putting you up on the throne and putting you for sale. That's for sure, my friend. We won't do that. In the time that you and I have been talking off air, the temperature has come up a whole 3 degrees. It's all of 2 degrees in Minneapolis.
Ooh. Having a heat wave.
Oh, I've got my warmest hoodie on right now. It's, by the way, this is from the John Fetterman line. If you're watching on video, I started the trend. I'm not a follower, so yeah, I've got the hoodie and shorts on today. So there you go.
There will always be someone wearing shorts, though, no matter what the temperature is.
Oh yeah. Well, when you're just lollygagging around the house, you don't, Yeah,
but I see people like at the store and stuff. It'll be, 10 degrees outside, snowing, and you've got a guy wearing a sweatshirt and shorts in the grocery store or shoveling a sidewalk.
That's a Midwest thing, though, isn't it?
I think so, because I've got a guy down the street that does that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. We're hardy here in the Midwest, that's why. Although Fetterman's from Pennsylvania, isn't he? I think he's from Pennsylvania.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think we're just hardy in the north. It's just, what? We're only going out for a short time, and if you get good enough blood flow to the legs, you can wear shorts. So
True.
Yeah.
True.
So why not? I think. Not sure. Got a big show today, Mal. We've got, of course, our regular eyes in the skies news with our UFOs, although we do have a rock legend in the news. A rock legend that I've been trying for quite a while to get on this show. I've sent multiple emails. Hopefully he's listening. I throw.
Why are you laughing?
Well, because I throw that out with everything I have, hoping he's listening. It's just my own personal whim that he's listening, and hopefully he'll step forward and we'll book a date. Heck, it happened with
gotcha.
Steve I, right? If you put the intention out there.
True. Very true.
Maybe they'll step forward and we can get them on the show, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been a dream for years to get this person on the show, but we have a news story about him today. We'll let you know who that is in just a moment. AI, of course, we do have some AI news today. AI is sometimes just plain funny. We've got a plain funny story about AI today. It is a little sensitive and not safe for work, so we'll let you know when that's coming up, but it's quite funny. Radio has always been very close to my heart, Mallie. In fact, I'm still on the radio up at KNSI, but there is a new movie about the life of radio host Art Bell that may be in the works. We'll tell you about that today.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've got a little Art Bell news today. We'll tell you about that. Believe it or not, Isaac Newton may have predicted when the world would end.
Oh.
We'll tell you about that. And it may not be with all the planes falling out of the sky, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit scary. And we've got an interesting story about a cancer breakthrough as scientists discover a switch that reverses the disease.
Oh,
I found this unusual. It's not necessarily paranormal or supernatural, but it may fall under conspiracy. So we may have the answer, but will that answer get to you? There's an interesting question. And we have a little bit of a a palate cleanser today as the question comes up, Mallie. Spit or swallow?
Yeah.
But it isn't what you think.
Okay.
It isn't what you think. We'll get to that, my friend, at the end of the show. So, and it comes from a listener.
Okay.
I mean, not to you, but I mean, it comes from a listener. The article does. So we'll put it that way. But first, AARO published new analysis of the famous Go Fast U.S. Navy UFO video. The controversial footage, which has been widely circulated for years, shows an object moving over the ocean, believed to have been captured on camera by a U.S. Navy FA-18F Super Hornet, say that 10 times fast, off the coast of Florida in 2015. The clip gained considerable traction after it appeared online 3 years later and was officially published by the Department of Defense in 2020. It was one of several clips to have sparked a renewed interest in the UFO phenomenon in recent years and also helped to influence the holding of official congressional hearings on the subject. Now, a new report compiled by the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, has offered up a fresh analysis of the video while playing down claims that it shows anything mysterious. AARO determined that the object was likely traveling at 13,000 feet as opposed to near the ocean's surface and was moving with the wind at speeds of anywhere from 5 miles per hour to 92 miles an hour. That's quite a stretch, I mean, between those two speeds. This is in stark contrast to earlier claims about the object performing extreme feats of maneuverability. AARO assesses with high confidence that the object did not move at anomalous speeds, the report states. The object's apparent high speed is attributable to motion parallax, which is an optical effect that induces an observer to perceive that a stationary or slow-moving object is moving much faster than its actual speed when viewed from a moving frame of reference. The findings have been met with mixed reactions, with skeptics arguing that the analysis confirms what they've been saying all along, and others arguing that AARO's methods and conclusions are either flawed or insufficiently transparent. It certainly doesn't seem as though the report will settle the matter for anyone. I tell you what, we'll post this in the description of this program so you can take a look at the Go Fast video yourself, and you can decide if it's motion parallax or if it's truly what it says it is.
Okay.
So there's that. We'll move on here. We have an interesting story here that says from one person in Bonnie Bridge, I was abducted by 6-foot aliens in terrifying ordeal after spotting a UFO in the sky. Again, we go to Bonnie Bridge, where a picturesque Scottish village at the apex of an area dubbed the Falkirk Triangle. Extraterrestrial encounters and UFO sightings are almost always commonplace there. Bonnie Bridge, which is a quaint Scottish village, has become the world's UFO capital with about 300 sightings each year, surpassing even Area 51 and Roswell in notoriety. Nestled within the so-called Falkirk Triangle, Bonnie Bridge is a hub for extraterrestrial experiences, from alien abductions to sightings of cigar-shaped spaceships. Dubbed the Roswell of Scotland and likened to the Bermuda Triangle for its mysterious allure as a potential portal for another dimension, the hotspot has drawn government scrutiny and prompted appeals to its 4 prime ministers for assistance. A documentary series on Blaze titled Alien Corridors even delved into the enigma, with global experts exploring why the Falkirk Triangle, hovering over Falkirk, Glasgow, and Edinburgh, is a hotbed for such intense UFO activity. One chilling episode from 1992 involved friends Gary Wood and Colin Wright, who reported being captured by aliens in a flying saucer near Tarbrax, South Lanarkshire, while delivering a satellite TV system. At around 10 p.m., they encountered a black object in the sky, devoid of lights, round at the bottom, segmented into 3 parts, and measuring 30 feet wide. The friends were left stunned after blacking out for what they estimate was 10 to 15 seconds. When they regained consciousness, their car had completely spun around in an opposite direction, Checking the time, they had lost a whole hour. Secret Government X-Files contain a 2-page report on what had become known as the A70 incident, sent to the Ministry of Defense's UFO desk in 1996, 4 years after the encounter. Headlined Unexplained Aerial Sightings, it is based on evidence provided by Gary, then a 33-year-old ambulance technician from Edinburgh. Speaking previously to the Mirror about the bizarre episode, UFO expert Malcolm Robinson says days after the incident, both men found scars on their bodies that weren't there before. Their wives refused to believe them. Their colleagues at work refused to believe them. After looking up paranormal experiences in the local library, the friends found Malcolm, who suggested they had hypnosis with astonishing results. Speaking in 1996, Gary recalled, "I saw 3 creatures coming toward my car. I felt intense pain like an electric shock. Then I was in some room. I saw these things like wee men moving about, doing something to me. I could only see up. Then this 6-foot creature approached. It was white and gray in color, with a large head and dark eyes, with a long, slender neck, very slim shoulders and waist. There were either ribs or folds of skin on its body. The arms were like ours, but there were 4 very long fingers." The Falkirk Triangle has reported a high number of UFO sightings since the early 1990s, with witnesses describing everything from strange lights to fast-moving objects and even triangular craft hovering in the skies. Local explanations for these phenomena vary. Some suggest that the area's large number of military bases could mean that they are test flights or secret military craft. Others claim that Scotland's topography, including hills and lochs, might contribute to the atmospheric effects that create optical illusions. Whatever the cause, the Falkirk Triangle remains a key alien corridor in the UK. So, Mallie, Falkirk Triangle, are you a believer?
I think, well, listen, if a place had a reputation for aliens and abductions, I don't think I'd be moving there.
No?
And if I already lived there, I'd be moving away. We're not increasing our odds.
Yeah, very true. It's intriguing. I'll give it that. I don't know. Sometimes, due to economic factors, you can't really just pick up and move. But I'll tell you this much: if I were in an area like that where you're being besieged by creatures like that, I mean, it'd be tough to handle, I would think.
Yeah. I felt bad for them, though, that their spouses didn't believe them, their coworkers didn't believe them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be tough. I mean, it'd be tough to be the only one, the only one espousing this stuff and nobody, backing you. It'd be a tough existence, that's for sure. We have another story here about a mystery surrounding a disc-shaped object spotted on Google Earth. A peculiar white circular object or structure has left eagle-eyed Google Earth sleuths scratching their head. The mysterious object, which was spotted in New Mexico, is situated around 34 miles from I believe it is the Cevaleta National Refuge in the state's remote and mountainous Sierra Ladrones region. Resembling a white disc partially obscured by ground vegetation, it sits at an altitude of 7,400 feet. You can find it yourself on Google Maps at the coordinates of 34 degrees, 2421.6 north, 107 degrees, 544, 5 degrees west. I think I read that right. If not, you're going to find something completely different.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Watch they uncover like a murder happening at that time.
Either that.
Someone's disposing the body.
Either that or Santa Claus on vacation mooning you.
Yeah.
One or the other.
That's true too.
When images of the discovery were shared online, social media users quickly began speculating as to precisely what this particular or peculiar feature could actually be. Some suggested that it could be a crashed UFO, while others thought it might be a hatch to some secretive underground complex. Others, meanwhile, tried to turn back the clock by looking at imagery from the past to see how long it had been there. In 1975, for instance, there appeared to be a black box-like structure at the site, while the white disc-shaped structure we see now in the present or was present rather, in 2003. So it definitely didn't crash there recently. One of the most plausible explanations is that it is some form of tank for catching rainwater. There's also a chance that it could be some sort of science station for recording data. As things stand, however, its exact purpose remains unclear. So I'll try and blow this up here for you, Mallie, so you can get an idea of what this is that they're looking at. This is the hatch or the rainwater collection thing or UFO or whatever it is they're looking at on the floor of this destination.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you have an idea of what this thing could possibly be?
I'm thinking it's some type of building. It doesn't really look like a UFO to me, but...
No, it has a strange shape to it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's bizarre, that's for sure. To me, it kind of looks like the Slave One ship that Boba Fett used to drive.
Wouldn't it be funny if it is a building and they designed it to look like that, though, from an aerial view?
It's probably an old model that George Lucas lost out in the New Mexican desert. Yeah. It turns out it's a Star Wars model. You guys are all screwed. Although somebody will go out there and try and scoop it up thinking it's worth some money.
Right.
I'm sure. All right. Last week, Mallie, there was an earthquake reported near the secretive Area 51 base in Nevada. But did it shake loose any aliens? I just asked that facetiously. I can't talk today. The mysterious facility was rocked by reports of an earthquake centered a few miles away from the base. Now, it was situated around 83 miles northwest of Las Vegas in the Nevada desert. That's Area 51, that is the world's most famous secret base, a place that has become synonymous over the years with stories of reverse-engineered alien technology and UFO-related black projects. It wasn't until 2013, however, when declassified CIA files were published, that the Air Force officially acknowledged that Area 51, which is part of the Nevada Test and Training Range, even existed at all. Even today, exactly what goes on there remains shrouded in secrecy. This week, the base became the focus of renewed attention following reports of seismic activity within its vicinity, prompting conspiracy theorists to speculate on whether or not this could be related to what's going on inside. According to the United States Geological Service, the 2.8 magnitude quake, which was felt in Las Vegas, was centered around 32 miles southeast of Beatty, or 60 miles from the base. It occurred at 2:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday. In all likelihood, especially given how seismically active Nevada actually is, this particular earthquake was almost certainly the result of natural tectonic movements. Earthquakes in western Nevada are caused by the extension that is pulling Nevada apart and wrenching created as the Sierra Nevada is pulled to the north because it is caught up in the Pacific North American plate motion, the earthquake drill website Shakeout explained. In other words, no secretive conspiratorial explanations at this time, at least according to them. Or at least that's what they want you to think. Now, what do you think? Tectonic plates, Mallie? Or could it be that finally we got a ship to take off from Area 51?
I think it's more natural.
Okay. I just figured maybe I'd throw out something for the conspiracy nuts.
How many people do you think show up at the gates at Area 51? Just like as tourists? Daily. Do you think like a handful? No one? Like 10 people a day?
I don't think 10 people a day. I think you might get maybe 10 people a week that just kind of come up and take a look. Although I think they probably have like little helicopter flyovers to chase people off,
Right.
Or maybe a truck that drives by and tells people they can't be there. There's signs posted everywhere.
Right.
That tell you, keep out and penalty of or whatever. They make it known that you can't be there. And they do little things, they'll run people out just to scare you away. And if they don't make it clear, they will make it clear that you're not to be there. There was, what was that, a couple of years ago now, where people were going to storm Area 51. Mm-hmm. And they knocked that back pretty successfully. I think the chances of you, and by the way, if you ever try something stupid like trying to get inside Area 51 and try to hop the fence, you're not going to get very far. I think the furthest anyone's ever gotten without being captured is something stupid like 200 feet or something like that. I mean, they're pretty much on top of you from the minute you hop the fence. I mean, you don't get very far. Although, interestingly enough, when Joshua P. Warren was on the program, he has property on the backside of Area 51.
Oh, he does? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He recently bought property on the backside of Area 51. And again, the program is in the archives of darknessradioshow.com here. And he talks about wanting to build different mechanisms on his property. And it's an interesting story. I won't spoil it here. But he talks about being able to stand on his property and being able to look into the back of the property on Area 51 and seeing certain things. So go check out the story. It's very interesting. Makes me wonder if the government won't approach him sooner or later and just say, you know what, we're going to build a privacy fence.
Right.
We don't know that we want you to see everything that's going on here, but.
Didn't he come up? Was that the guy that came up with the contraption where it was like all mirrors?
All mirrors.
Like there was some experiment where like you would put something in a box, but the box was all mirrors. So like the
Dybbuk box?
No, it almost created like a vortex or something, because you had mirrors like on the sides, top, like bottom, like everything, and you could put something in the center, because he was talking about doing a human experiment where what would happen if you put someone in the center of it.
Well, he had the wish machine. That might have been him who did the.
No, I remember the wish machine.
Yeah,
because he brought it to that event,
right?
To an event, but no, someone was I thought it was him, but someone was doing an experiment. What would happen if you created like this vortex with like all mirrors?
I don't remember if that was Joshua or not.
But like they stuck a microphone in the box, and it was creating like all these weird, strange noises.
I don't remember if that was Joshua or not.
Sorry, I digress, and I got us off.
That's all right.
Off topic. But I thought he was the one that did that. But
JoshuaPWarren.com. That's the best way to find out. Because
yeah,
he also has a YouTube page that's linked to that website.
Yeah.
And that's where all his experiments are.
Right.
But I'm not quite sure. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, how there was like those strange noises and stuff when you put a microphone.
Yeah. But yeah, it would create some sort of a vortex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah. Our next story, Mel, has to do with a rock legend and his songs that were inspired by his own experience with aliens. I'm going to give you a guess as to who this is.
Are they still alive?
Yes.
Well, yeah, because you want them on air.
Yeah.
That was a stupid question. Unless we were going to communicate by doing the Ouija.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. We're bringing back Prince.
Or by psychic. I don't think Prince ever had experiences with aliens, did he?
Probably not.
No, I don't think he believed in them.
Well, wasn't he a Jehovah's Witness?
Yes.
All right, a star.
Yes.
Like, is he a singer, or like did he play an instrument?
Yes.
Oh, singer.
Both. Singer and plays an instrument. I'll even narrow it down for you. Singer and plays guitar.
Well,
had his own solo hits and joined a band.
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, well, I'll just tell you. Back in the 1960s, Sammy Hagar had an experience that would go on to have a profound effect on his life and career.
He came to mind because he's talked about this before.
Yeah.
His experiences.
He's pretty famous for talking about, not only did he have experiences with aliens, but he's had experiences with ghosts.
I remember that. And he owns some bar down in Mexico, doesn't he?
Yeah, Cabo Wabo.
Yeah.
It's where he has his birthday bash every year.
Yep.
Yep. There seems to be an unusual connection between music legends of the 60s and 70s and the UFO phenomenon, with artists such as David Bowie becoming synonymous with the idea of alien visitation. Another example is Sammy Hagar, a rock legend who based some of his music on a close encounter that he had experienced one night at his home in California's San Bernardino foothills in the 60s. He maintained that he had been lying in bed when he felt like someone had been tapping into his brain. He then claimed to have witnessed two alien entities on a hillside nearby. They were playing a numerical code, but it wasn't from our numerical system, he told Classic Rock back in 2013. And then suddenly this telepathic connection broke. And I could actually see them go back to their ship in a beam of light, zap, like lightning. For a second, there was an infinity of white. I couldn't move, and then it was over. It scared me nearly to death. It was an experience that I couldn't understand. The experience went on to influence much of his musical career. My ego was telling me these aliens have programmed you to be a rock star, he said. So I used it as a tool to write songs about outer space in the future. Songs like Crack in the World and Silver Lights, which is about the second coming of Christ. Jesus is coming in a spaceship, he went to say. Or Jesus coming back in a spaceship is what he went on to say. Hagar even gained interest in space and science and began reading books on Albert Einstein. He said, I went on a quest and I'm still on it. So there you go. Jesus coming back in a spaceship.
Sounds like a title of a new album.
It could be. It could be a Chickenfoot album. It could be a Sammy Hagar album. You never know.
Yep.
He's got a bunch of different supergroups. Actually, I kind of wanted to see him. You know, he had done a, for lack of a better term, he had done like a Van Halen tribute concert this past summer.
Okay.
Because the surviving members of Van Halen wouldn't do one. So it was him and Michael Anthony and Joe Satriani. And for a while, it was Jason Bonham, who was on drums. And then it was Kenny Arnold after Jason Bonham's, I believe, grandmother died or mother died, something like that. And they did the Best of Both Worlds tour is what they called it. And they played mainly Van Halen stuff, but they played some Sammy Hagar stuff. They played some Joe Satriani stuff. And people were raving about the tour. They said they loved it, but it was limited dates. And they never came through Minnesota. It was, I think they were in Chicago. I think they might have been in your neck of the woods in Detroit.
Okay.
But they never got to Iowa. I don't think they played Iowa. Otherwise, if it was within some semi-reasonable driving distance, I would have went.
Right.
Yeah. But they didn't quite make it. So, yeah, unfortunately, I would have loved to have gone, but I didn't quite make it. So there's that. Well, that is the first part of our program here. When we come back, AI is doing some interesting stuff this past week, Mallie. They're getting involved in lawsuits, and they're saying a not nice word, or at least somebody tried to say a not nice word to them. At least they thought so they shut it down. Yeah, we'll tell you about that when we come back from the break. We've got some interesting ghost news, including Christina Ricci standing up to a ghost while filming in a defunct mental asylum. That's an interesting story. Also, when we come back, Isaac Newton penned a letter in 1704 predicting when the world would end. We'll tell you when he thought the world would come to an end. Does it line up with what we think?
Okay.
There's a cancer breakthrough. As scientists have discovered a switch that reverses the disease. But the question is, will it make it to you? Good question. And our palate cleanser today, spit or swallow? What does nature prefer? It's an article sent in by one of our listeners. We'll get to that when we come back. It's Supernatural News and Parashare right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. Tim Dennis and Mallie Fox right here on Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. Right over there, our co-host, Mallie Fox. Mallie, it is unreasonably cold outside. Mm-hmm. That's the only way to put it. I'm surprised they canceled school today. Do you remember back in the day when we had to go to school and it was, 10 below out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't cancel.
It was rare that we got a snow day.
Right. Yeah, if it was snowing out, they'd send us to school. If it was cold out, they'd send us to school.
Right.
If we were being overrun by buffalo, they would send us to school.
Hey, we were excited if we got the 2-hour delay.
Right.
Sitting there watching TV, watching the news, waiting for our school to be scrolled up the name.
That's right. They never let us. They never let us skip school.
It was rare.
Now you get a stray wind that comes in, and they announce a 2-hour delay, or
yep.
Yeah, or bus drivers get tired and need a nap, and they get the day off. I mean, it's a soft society these days.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
They canceled school because it got too cold today.
That's why Minnesota has a bunch of tunnels, so that you can't cancel school,
right?
Or work.
Right? That's why we have the Skyway system. So that you can go to work. You don't have to walk outside.
Yep.
We've just gotten soft. That's all there is to it. We've gotten soft as a society. SAWFT, soft. Soft. That's right. But you know what? It seems that no matter where you go, people in this world, they just can't stay happy. No, I said you just can't stay happy. See, AI, they just don't know the meaning of the word. They just, whenever they hear happy, they have to show up. I guess that means it's time now for AI news, Mal, and that means only one thing. Actually, they're kind of funny stories today.
Okay.
This one coming from one of our listeners. Lawyers in a Walmart lawsuit admit that AI hallucinated case citations. In other words, don't prep your law briefs with AI. It's probably not going to be accurate. Lawyers representing plaintiffs in a lawsuit against Walmart over alleged injuries from a defective hoverboard toy said on Monday that they inadvertently included made-up cases generated by artificial intelligence in a court filing. Ooh, that's not good. A federal judge in Wyoming on Thursday had asked plaintiffs' attorneys to explain why they should not be sanctioned after lawyers for Walmart and co-defendant Jetson Electric Bikes, that's what the Jetsons ended up doing after the series was over, told the court that they could not find 9 cases that the plaintiff had cited in a court document and suggested AI played a role. The case involving lawyers from national plaintiffs law firm Morgan & Morgan, hey, they advertise on WWE.
Do they?
Yeah. It's pretty funny. Is the latest in which AI-generated case citations have proven prone to error, testing lawyers and judges' abilities to sort legitimate legal research from fiction. The plaintiffs' lawyers, Rudwin Ayala and T. Michael Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, and Tally Goody from 3-lawyer Goody Law Group, withdrew the filing that contained the 9 cases on Friday. In their filing on Monday to U.S. District Judge Kelly Rankin, they said the cases cited were not legitimate and that an internal AI platform hallucinated the cases. That's in quotes, hallucinated.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know AI hallucinated, but I guess they do. This matter comes with great embarrassment and has prompted discussion and action regarding the training, implementation, and future use of artificial intelligence within our firm, the lawyer said, of the filing submitted by Morgan. The three lawyers did not immediately respond to requests for comment. A lawyer representing Walmart and Jetson declined to comment. Walmart also declined to comment. A whole lot of not commenting here, Mallie.
Right.
All the way around. Judges across the country have weighed and in some cases imposed sanctions on lawyers for including AI-generated citations in court documents, with some judges and courts having issued orders governing how attorneys can use AI tools. Use of the technology is generally permitted. Groups including the American Bar Association have said lawyers must consider their ethical must consider, I don't think much, but must consider, this must be written by AI as well, must consider their ethical obligations to verify information in court submissions. So, yeah, be careful with the AI before you put it in your court submissions, just saying. Meanwhile, if you're a Gmail user, you might want to be really, really careful, especially this week. There's a red alert warning out there for Gmail users as experts say it could be devastating. The new AI-powered email scam that's out there is fooling even the most eagle-eyed email or Gmail users, with crooks using a range of tactics to try and steal your personal data and gain full access into your accounts. Gmail users are being warned about a new scam doing the rounds. The sophisticated and devastating hack is using a new tactic to try and steal your personal data and gain full access to accounts. AI is being used to dupe unsuspecting email holders, and it's alarmingly easy to see why they're falling prey to this. The FBI originally flagged this emerging threat back in May, with warnings about an uptick in artificial intelligence scams triggered by alarming instances where individuals suffered financial and identity theft at the hands of cyberfelons. Special Agent in Charge Robert Tripp warned at the time, attackers are leveraging AI to craft highly convincing voice and video messages and emails to enable fraud schemes against individuals and businesses alike. These sophisticated tactics can result in devastating financial losses, reputational damage, and compromise sensitive data. And the situation has only escalated since, with even more people becoming targets. Now, cybersecurity team Malwarebytes is stepping up with fresh advice, outlining red flags and protection strategies for users. Here's how the cons unfold. Victims first receive calls alleging that their Gmail accounts are under attack. Soon after, they're hit with a fraudulent but convincingly real email, seemingly dispatched from Google itself. Malwarebytes has sounded the alarm on a new scam targeting Gmail users, warning that the aim is to trick individuals into handing over their recovery codes. The goal is to convince the target to provide the criminals with the user's Gmail recovery code, claiming it's needed to restore the account, according to Malwarebytes. Victims of the scam risk not only losing access to their Gmail, but potentially falling prey to identity theft. Sam Mitrovic, who is a Microsoft solutions consultant who experienced an attempt firsthand and blogged about it, received a notification from a Gmail account recovery, which was quickly followed by a seemingly legitimate call about suspicious activity on his account. He sensed something was amiss and disconnected the call. The scams are getting increasingly sophisticated, more convincing, and are deployed at an even larger scale, said Mitrovic. People are busy, and this scam sounded and looked legitimate enough that I would give them an A for effort. Many people are likely to fall for it. The FBI also issued a caution regarding unsolicited emails and texts leading to fake websites designed to steal credentials. Malwarebytes advises extreme caution if you receive such communications from Google, as they could be part of a phishing scam. They have offered advice to help users protect themselves against these AI-driven Gmail phishing attacks. First, never click on links or download files from unexpected emails or messages. 2, don't enter personal information on a website unless you're certain it's legitimate. And 3, use a password manager to autofill credentials only on trusted sites. Also, 4, monitor your accounts for signs of unauthorized access or data leaks. 5, verify security alerts by visiting your Google account page directly instead of using links in emails. And 6, use multi-factor authentication for all accounts and protect your devices with up-to-date security software such as Malwarebytes Premium Security, and use text protection and text messaging filters on your mobile device. Scary stuff, Mel.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Yeah. Are you one to fall prey to those often?
Knock on wood, it's been a long time. So, but I'm always wary. Yeah.
I don't tend to click things that are in my email that I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Or even the phone calls that you receive where they're asking for stuff and you're like,
Yeah.
So, because I always get that with like investments and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? I will just contact them myself.
Yeah.
Rather than give you my personal information when you called me.
I like to answer the phone in different voices. Just to mess with whoever's calling me.
Right.
It can be people I know too. Just to mess with people who are calling me. Just saying. That makes me happy. That's my own little joy in life.
Yeah.
Much less scammers.
That's like giving the phone to a toddler. Here you go.
Yeah, have fun.
Have at it.
Yeah. This is where you work on your improv skills, little Billy. I know you're only 3. But, have fun with it. Roll with it. Pretend you're me. Right? Have a good time. Do it on my dime. I don't care.
Yep.
We got time. All right. And our final story today, as far as AI goes, I have to be careful with my language here, Mallie.
Okay.
I have to enunciate. I'm going to make Roy Finden over at Brown very proud, because every syllable will be recognizable from here on out.
Okay.
And you will know why in just a second. A disabled woman made her AI voice clone say knickers.
Ooh. Okay.
And then she got banned appropriately.
Gotcha.
Because, see, the AI didn't quite pick up what it was she was trying to say.
Uh-huh.
Right. A woman was given an artificial intelligence device to help her speak following a diagnosis of motor neuron disease. But it quickly locked her out following her saying knickers. Do you see where this is going?
Yes.
Yeah. A woman who was granted the use of AI to communicate following losing her voice, but was banned shortly after for supposedly crude language. No, AI, no! Why do you go to the worst common denominator? She was talking about pants, pantaloons, knickers. Joyce Esser, who lives in the UK, shared her experience of getting her voice back through AI, but added it had plenty of limitations, which led her to get banned by the production company. She was diagnosed with motor neuron disease, a progressive neurological disease that damages the nerve cells that control muscle. Joyce can move her limbs, but struggles to speak and swallow. She has a high-tech AI tool built by 11 labs, which has been fed recordings of their old voices to recreate them. Today, Joyce can speak in her old voice by typing sentences into devices, selecting letters by hand or eye gaze, rather. Not glaze, but gaze. My eyes are glazing over looking at this, believing that this thing couldn't say knickers.
Mm-hmm.
Joyce added that it was an extremely emotional moment when she regained her voice, which was quickly brought down by the company's language restrictions. Oh, God. Following the incident, Joyce decided not to use her device that often, but when she did, she was sent an official warning. Joyce was waiting for her husband, Paul, to get ready when her device read out, "Come on, honey, get your ass in gear." She then added, "I'd better get my knickers on, too." according to Technology Review. The next day, I got a warning from 11 Labs that I was using inappropriate language and not to do it again, Joyce admitted. She was not sure what had been flagged, as she believed it to be normal British banter, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Joyce assumed the warning would amount to nothing, but she was banned the next day from using her device. I just got my voice back, and now they'd taken it from me. And only 2 days after I'd done a presentation to my local MND group, telling them how amazing 11 Labs were. Jeez. Yeah. The company reinstated her account with an apology, but Joyce is still not aware what went wrong. I'll get that out. According to their website, there are rules against threatening child safety, engaging in illegal behavior, providing medical advice, impersonating others, interfering with elections, and more. However, there's no specific details on inappropriate language. 11 Labs' terms of use state that the company does not have any obligation to screen, edit, or monitor content, but add that it may terminate or suspend access to its services when content is reasonably likely in our sole determination to violate applicable law or the user terms. So be careful that you enunciate through an 11 Labs device. Pantaloons. Just say pantaloons.
Right. Or undies.
Or undies. Or, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Don't say KNICKERS.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Poor lady.
Mm-hmm. She had her voice cut off. Just saying. AI, you're evil.
Yep.
If that doesn't prove it, nothing will now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. I know that you know, and I know that we know that they know that we know, Mallie, that we're huge fans of Art Bell.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it turns out
I love those call-in stories.
Oh, I did too. Not only that, but I used to love the games that Art would play. Such games on air as, I don't know. He would say stuff like, he'd play little games with the audience, like, you're not Satan, I am. And then people would call in and say, no, I'm Satan. Mm-hmm. Little games like that on air. He would have fun with the audience. He would play games with his audience. He would have fun with his audience. At the same time, he would take and have some of the most chilling call-ins I think we've ever heard. Father Malachi Martin, I think, was one of those. Talking about real exorcisms. I think those were some of the nights I never slept.
Yes.
The recording from hell, I think, was another one where they dropped the recorder down to the hole, the hole from hell. Yeah, that was
disturbing.
Yeah. There were some memorable shows there on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. Now there's a new movie about the life of radio host Art Bell that may be in the works. The late legendary host of the Coast to Coast AM radio show could soon be the subject of a new biopic. According to reports, several big names, including Amazon and Warner Brothers, have been bidding on a pitch for a new biopic about the life of Art Bell, with Paul Giamatti set to star as the man himself.
Oh, big name.
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Born in 1945, Bell developed an interest in radio from a young age and became a fully licensed amateur radio operator at just 13. He served as a medic during the Vietnam War and operated a pirate radio station at Amarillo Air Force Base during his spare time. After leaving the military, he moved to the Japanese island of Okinawa, where he worked as a DJ at KSBK, which is a non-military English-speaking station. During this time, he earned a Guinness World Record and raised money to help Vietnamese orphans by staying on the air for 116 hours and 15 minutes. That's no easy task, by the way.
Mm-mm.
I challenge anybody to try and stay awake and broadcast for that long. That's a feat. After returning to the United States, he studied engineering at the University of Maryland for a time before dropping out and returning to radio. In 1978, he started a new political call-in show known as West Coast AM. In 1988, he and Alan Corberth rebranded the show Coast to Coast AM. And the rest, as they say, is history. You know, a lot of people think that Coast to Coast AM started earlier than that. And it didn't.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that swear it was started in the mid-70s.
No.
No?
Yeah.
No. The show itself focused on numerous alternative topics, including the paranormal, UFOs, conspiracy theories, psychic readings, cryptozoology, and many more. Over the years, Bell talked to numerous controversial guests, including alleged Area 51 worker Bob Lazar, conspiracy theorist David Icke, and UFO abductee Stan Romanek. No doubt his remarkable career and life would make for a fascinating movie. A biopic would also serve as a fitting tribute to Bell, who sadly died back in 2018. It's been almost 7 years already.
It doesn't seem like it's been that long, to be honest.
I know, right? Think of it this way. I brought this up at dinner the other night with friends.
Uh-huh.
Next year, it'll be 10 years since Princess died.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like it's been that long either.
No, this year it'll be 9 years since Princess died. So the time moves quickly, Mallie.
Yeah, sometimes too quickly.
Yeah, it does. So, but I would look forward to an Art Bell biopic. I would, especially with Paul Giamatti as the lead. I think it would be excellent.
Yeah,
I really would look forward to that. That's for sure. Let's do a little ghosty news, shall we?
Yes, please.
Christina Ricci stood up to a ghost while filming in a defunct mental asylum. Just saying, don't mess with me. I guess that works, sure, if you want. Predictably supernatural horror icon Christina Ricci's not afraid of ghosts. The actress appeared on the latest episode of Kelly Clarkson's talk show to chat all things Yellow Jackets when the subject turned to the supernatural. Ricci is known for her work in the genre, having starred in The Addams Family, Sleepy Hollow, and of course Casper, among other titles. Given that Clarkson asked her, do you believe in the supernatural? You know, I always say about a lot of things that I don't know, so I'm open to it, shares Ricci. You know, just in case, I've had a few things that were either manifestations of my anxiety or were ghosts. It's interesting that she points out that it could be anxiety.
Yeah, that's a little bit odd.
Yeah, like she's manifesting a poltergeist. Ricci then detailed the time she encountered what could have possibly been a ghost while shooting her 2001 film Prozac Nation in a defunct mental asylum in Vancouver. She said, anytime you shoot there, there's like 5 other productions that shoot there. She said of the production Hotspot, which has also been the backdrop of her hit show Yellow Jackets. She said, back when I was 20, I was doing a movie called Prozac Nation, and I was shooting in this same mental asylum. Continued Ricci. I had left something upstairs where we'd been shooting, which was supposed to be a hospital room with beds and all that stuff, and I went up to get it. It was lunch, so nobody was in there. I went up and got the thing, and I was coming down, and there were these stairs, you know, the type of stairs where you go down, and there's a wall here, and then you turn around, and there's another wall. Ricci recalled hearing footsteps, but I was like, was that actually my ears or was that in my brain? She said. As she turned the wall, I saw black shoes coming down, and I just went forward and I just walked. That's a little creepy.
Mm-hmm.
The encounter was enough to make the actress less of a skeptic, especially when she found herself in the same setting while filming Yellow Jackets. I believe it enough that now when we shoot in the asylum, I'm by myself in the hallway or something. I'm just like, don't mess with me. I know you're here. I don't care. You leave me alone. I'm here for work. Ricci's breakout role came as the ultimate spooky goth girl in Wednesday Addams in 1991's Addams Family. She also played a teenage girl who befriends a friendly ghost in 1995's Casper. Other horror flicks include Bless the Child, Cursed, and Monstrous. Up next is the highly anticipated Season 3 premiere of Yellow Jackets, which has already taken place. That started on February 14th. the acclaimed thriller about an all-girls high school soccer team that survives a plane crash deep in the Canadian wilderness. Are you a fan of Yellow Jackets? Do you watch it?
I've never watched it. I've seen the preview for it, but I've never sat down to watch.
I can't say I've ever seen it either. But one of those that's on my list.
Yep.
Actually, I'm really
I hear good things about it.
Yeah, I do too. I hear it's a good show as well. I'm actually really looking forward to the new Daredevil Born Again on Disney. That's I don't know. I'm a superhero guy. I can't help it. I have been since I was a kid. So it's one of those things. So, I have another story here. Another ghost story. Has the mystery of South Carolina's Somerville ghost been solved? For decades, an eerie phenomena has endured along the abandoned railroad tracks of a small town. Tales of a ghostly presence in the town of Somerville, South Carolina date back to the 1950s, when a man who had been either working or traveling on the railroad was hit by a train and killed. The stories say that after his death, his wife would venture out after dark with a lantern and frequent the tracks, leading to tales of a ghostly light that would appear at night over the railroad. Even today, people still claim to see an eerie glow over the abandoned tracks, as well as small orbs of light, often blue or green in color, that can sometimes be seen floating in the air. But is this really evidence of a ghostly presence, or is there a conventional explanation for these sightings? Dr. Sue Huff, who is a geophysicist at the Earthquake Hazards Program, believes that this long-running phenomenon may have a natural explanation, and it is all to do with what lies beneath the ground. Back in 2023, she and a colleague discovered evidence that there was a fault line situated directly beneath the tracks, and that there is also records of earthquakes occurring within the general area. She now believes that the ghostly orbs could be down to a rare and poorly understood optical phenomenon known as earthquake lights. That's interesting.
Yeah.
These can sometimes appear at the site of earthquakes and could be mistaken for paranormal activity. It turns out that they're all over the place. Lights have been reported in Wilmington and elsewhere in the Carolinas, said Dr. Huff. Maybe those ghosts are illuminating shallow, active faults. They're impossible to study because you can't catch them in the act, but there are plausible theories that might explain them. That's something new. You know, when we talk about orbs, you talk about dust or bugs or even moisture, right? But earthquake lights, that's a brand new one.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting story. That's one to file away, that's for sure. All right, Mallie, I pulled this one from yesterday from Dumb Crime, Stupid Criminals because it kind of happens in your neck of the woods. So I figured you want to hear about it.
Okay.
It's a bizarre story of the macabre and a bit of a crime. Although I don't think they've charged this guy yet, but it's a bizarre, creepy, psychological deal. A northern Michigan man tried to get into a morgue by using a trooper's business card. Okay?
Yeah.
Here's the story. A northern Michigan man is facing abuse charges after the death of his wife, but officials are seeking a charge for a crime they say took place after the fact, trying to impersonate a trooper to gain access to the morgue. Here's the story. In June of 2024, Michigan State Police troopers were called to a report of two people squatting at a cabin they did not own in Otsego County, according to a Michigan State Police police news release on X, formerly known as Twitter. Police determined that a couple, a 74-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman, were homeless and living at the cabin without permission. As troopers interviewed the wife, they realized that she had extensive bruising and had difficulty breathing, according to police. She was taken to a local hospital and then transferred to one in Traverse City due to the severity of her injuries. While she was hospitalized, the wife told troopers that her husband had been abusing her. That, according to Michigan State Police Specialist Lieutenant Derek Carroll. Now, she died about a week and a half later. Okay? Carroll declined to release the wife's cause of death. It was after her death that the husband reportedly tried to get into the morgue in Traverse City. Now, you may ask yourself why. Was he trying to cover something up? Right?
Right.
The man shows up at the morgue, and when asked who he was, he presented the business card that the trooper gave him during the cabin investigation. Okay? The man also said he was a trooper at that time. Okay, a little shady, right?
Yes.
Security guards were called to take the man into the morgue, but they sensed something was wrong at that point, said Carol. The husband was not given access at that point. Carol said he could not speak to the man's motivation for attempting to get into the morgue. A warrant was issued in July of 2024 for the impersonation case, according to Grand Traverse County District Court records. Now, after lengthy investigation, another warrant was issued last month out of Otsego County, according to Michigan State Police. The man was arrested in Oakland County during a traffic stop for speeding. The man was arraigned Monday in Otsego County's 87A District Court on charges of aggravated domestic violence, first-degree vulnerable adult abuse, breaking and entering, and squatting, that according to Otsego County court records. He was given a $50,000 cash surety bond in the abuse case and is scheduled to appear in court again next week in both that matter and the squatting case. The warrant for impersonating a police officer is pending in Grand Traverse County. It is not immediately clear when further action would be taken. An attorney for the man declined to comment. Now, the reason why that impersonating an officer charge is pending is because of this. Impersonating a police officer is a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in prison. Upon conviction, that is, unless it's done to commit another crime. In that case, it's a felony punishable by up to 4 years in prison. They have no idea why he broke into the morgue. He had other motives, right?
Right.
First-degree vulnerable adult abuse is a felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Aggravated domestic violence is a misdemeanor or felony with lengths of imprisonment depending on prior convictions. Now, further charges could be possible, according to Carol. Did he go in there to desecrate the corpse? Did he go in there to cover up evidence?
I'm thinking he went to cover up evidence.
Right. There's still more to be found out about the case. So, but it's kind of a ghoulish story.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it. I mean, Traverse City is about, 3.5 hours from where I'm at? So that news hadn't reached down to where I'm at, but geez. Bleh.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bizarre story. So I figured I'd bring that one back up for you today. So
yeah, you always give me weird ones that are
I like to make you
in
like
my neck of the woods.
Yeah, I like to like make you not sleep the day you do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Second guess my move out to Michigan.
Yeah, just to make you think that maybe it's a little bit weirder out there than what you think.
Yeah.
Well, let's make it even more doomier and gloomier, shall we?
Sweet.
Let's talk about Isaac Newton and a letter that he penned back in 1704, where he predicted when the world would end. Now, do you think that Isaac Newton really had foresight to know in 1704 when the world would end?
No. I think he just spun the wheel and threw a dart, and that's the date.
He played Wheel of Fortune with it.
Yeah.
Well, the celebrated scientists believed that the world would end on a specific date. And believe it or not, Mallie, it's coming up soon.
Okay. Well, tell me the date so I know not to get on a plane.
Okay, well, right? And we were kind of talking about that earlier. They're dropping like flies, aren't they? Planes these days?
Scary.
Holy cow. Newton, who famously came up with the theory of gravitation after he saw a plane. No, I'm kidding. After he saw an apple fall from a tree, also formulated the laws of motion and helped to refine the scientific method, among other things. Well, he is still widely considered to be one of the most accomplished and influential scientists in history. Less well known, however, was his work on establishing the precise date of the end of the world. Now, Newton was a Christian, and a large amount of his writings concerned theology and even alchemy, representing a body of his work that is rarely referenced relative to his scientific accomplishments. As part of this, he became fascinated with biblical visions of the apocalypse, and in particular, the Battle of Armageddon, which would see the forces of good led by God and pitted against the forces of evil led by the kings of earth. thus marking the end of the world and the beginning of a new era of peace. In a letter he wrote in 1704, Newton outlined the conclusion of his efforts to calculate the precise date of this battle by using historical dates as well as dates from Scripture. Here's the quote from Newton. So then the times and half time are 42 months or 1,260 days or 3 years and a half, reckoning 12 months to a year and 30 days to a month, as was done in the calendar of the primitive year, he wrote. Confused yet?
Yeah.
You might be after this episode of Soap. And the days of short-lived beasts being put to the years of lived kingdoms, the period of 1,260 days, if dated from the complete conquest of the three kings AC 800, will end AC 2060. It may end later, but I see no reason for it ending sooner. Now, according to science historian Stephen D. Snabelin, however, Newton was ultimately wary of prophetic date setting and was worried that the failure of fallible human predictions based on divine prophecy would bring the Bible into disrepute. It sounds like he's saying 2060.
Yes.
So we got 35 years? Is that the deal?
Yeah. I was calculating. I was being selfish. I'm like, okay, I'll be that age. Will I still be around? Just in case he is correct.
And at that point, will we be too old to fight? Is that the deal?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Put a little spear on the end of my wheelchair and let me go?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? Well, from the apocalypse, according to Isaac Newton, to something radioactive at the bottom of the ocean. There's an unexplained radioactive anomaly detected at the bottom of the Pacific. Scientists have discovered a peculiar radioactive blip in the depths of the sea, and it's unclear what caused it. And no, it's not Godzilla, so we can we can rest easy on that. But an anomalous radioactive anomaly recently picked up somewhere at the bottom of the Pacific is very much a genuine unexplained mystery. The blip, which consists of a surge of the radioactive isotope beryllium-10, was first identified by researchers at the Helmholtz Zentrum Dresden-Rossendorf Research Institute in Germany. Exactly what might be responsible for the anomaly is currently unclear, but what we do know is that it was likely generated by something that happened around 9 million years ago. So that's been there a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beryllium-10 typically arrives on Earth from space, so perhaps at around that time there was a sudden surge of such deposits due to a nearby supernova explosion, for instance. Another possibility is that there could have been a major shift in ocean currents at around that time. This could have caused beryllium-10 to be unevenly distributed across the Earth for a period of time, said study leader and physicist Dr. Dominic Cole. As a result, beryllium-10 could have been particularly concentrated in the Pacific Ocean. As things stand, however, the precise explanation for this perplexing anomaly remains elusive. Only new measurements can indicate whether the beryllium anomaly was caused by changes in ocean currents or has astrophysical reasons, Dr. Cole said. That is why we plan to analyze more samples in the future and hope that other research groups will do the same. So it's been out there for 9 million years, Mal. Do you think it poses any threat to humanity?
I don't think so. But when you start talking, I had the vision of the Pacific Rim movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
With the big old robots.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, if it's not Godzilla, now I have a worry about Pacific Rim robots. Now, what if it rises out of the ocean and comes for us?
Yeah.
How do we
Thank goodness
it?
we're in the Midwest.
Right? Yeah. We'll live. Yeah. Well, maybe it rises up in 2059.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the end of the world. You just tied two stories together.
You did.
I see what you did. Well, I guess I did then, yeah. Our next story has to do with, I don't know, are you a gardener? Do you do a lot of gardening?
I'm getting better at it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you get your seeds from? Do you get them locally or do you send away for them?
Locally.
Locally? Okay, good.
Does this have to do with spit and swallow?
No.
Oh.
Wow, you tied that together. Holy cow.
I was like, why is he asking me where?
No, we're not there yet. I would tell you. I would tell you when we get there. I mean, no. We're still 2 stories away from that.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, you just took seed and spit and swallow and put them together. Look at you. Automatically assuming. No. There's some mystery seed packets from China that are being delivered to Texas residents. And it's got them all up in arms.
That's a little odd.
That is odd, isn't it? More odd stories here. Packets of seeds sent from China have been turning up in the mailboxes of people who didn't order them. If you got weird seeds from China, what would you do with them?
I probably would not open. I would probably just throw away.
Yeah, probably same here. According to reports, multiple residents across the state of Texas have recently received an unexpected delivery of seed packets sent from an unknown address in China. The phenomena echoes a very similar spate of unsolicited seed deliveries reported in 2020, though in that case, the packages had been sent to local distributors rather than directly to mailboxes. The Texas Department of Agriculture has since been analyzing the seed packets to see if they contain seeds for plants that are invasive or potentially dangerous to the local area. Officials have so far recovered around 20 of these seed packets and have determined that at least some of them are water lilies, an aggressive plant that can quickly cover the surface of entire lakes. The question is, who's sending these packets and for what purpose? These are being shipped straight from China to the consumer, said Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller. We think they've been ordered from Temu.
Oh.
It's how they got their address. They all seem to have a link that they've ordered something from China, but they didn't order these seeds. Who thought that Temu would be the destruction of the agriculture in Texas? They're coming in a completely different shipment, is what they said. The story doesn't end there, however. Some of these packages have an unidentified liquid in them, which is very bothersome, said Miller.
Oh, liquid?
Yeah. Now, my theory, and I hope I'm wrong, is that they may just be testing our biosecurity, seeing what they can get away with and what they can get in. Anyone who receives a packet of seeds is being advised not to throw them in the trash, but instead to contact their local agriculture department. So see, throwing them in the garbage is not the way to go.
Okay.
The problem just going into the landfill without destroying the seeds is that they may actually sprout and get away from us, said Miller. And we don't need that. See, so that's why you don't throw them in the garbage, Mel. Yeah. So you get a hold of the agriculture department and they, I don't know, burn them with fire. I don't know what they do.
Yeah, the whole hazmat team come out to your house.
Yeah. They blow them up with a bomb. I don't know what they do, but
yeah.
they get rid of them. I don't know. But isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, that is bizarre.
That'd be some sort of weird bioterrorism?
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird. All right. Final story before we get to our palate cleanser that Mallie is so nervous about.
Yeah.
This one goes to a bit of we're going to take you to a bit of a conspiracy theory, even though it seems like good news. There's a cancer breakthrough out there as scientists discover a switch that reverses the disease. Scientists have discovered a switch that reverses cancer cells and what's being described as a major breakthrough. By activating this molecular level, researchers in South Korea were able to revert cancerous cells back to a healthier stage, which should be really good news, right?
Mm-hmm.
This allowed them to tap into the critical moment before normal cells reversibly transform into disease cells and halt that progression. This finding provides a new approach for cancer treatment by rewiring cancer cells rather than eliminating them. Dr. Tiffany Troso Sandoval, a retired oncologist formerly at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, who was not involved in the study, told DailyMail.com. To better understand this hybrid state, you can think of water boiling at exactly 212 degrees Fahrenheit, said Dr. Troso Sandoval. There's a brief moment when water is neither fully liquid or fully steam, similar to how cancer development includes a short window where cells are both healthy and cancerous, she explained. Traditional cancer treatments focus on removing cancer cells through surgery or destroying them with radiation or chemotherapy. But the new research appears to have uncovered a third approach that could allow cancer patients to regain their healthy cells. This could potentially lead to therapies that are less toxic than radiation and chemotherapy, according to Dr. Troso Sandoval. These traditional therapies damage all cells in the body, not just the cancerous ones. This causes debilitating side effects and can ultimately make patients develop more diseases, including new cancers. What's more, the new findings could point to a way to prevent tumor formation in high-risk patients, or such as people with a family history of the disease or who are regularly exposed to carcinogens like cigarette smoke. The study also provides a deeper understanding of cancer biology that could lead to more personalized medicine, according to Dr. Troso Sandoval. Co-author of the new research, Kwang-Hyun Cho, a professor of biology at the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, said this study has revealed in detail at the genetic network level what changes occur within cells behind the process of cancer development, which has been considered a mystery until now. This is the first study to reveal that an important clue that can revert the fate of tumor development is hidden at this very moment of change, he added. Cancer development is not an immediate transformation. It happens gradually as changes to healthy cells' DNA build up over time, which alters how cells function, which is an interesting development. Mm-hmm. Once enough detrimental changes occur, healthy cells turn into abnormally functioning cancer cells. The researchers identified a key window during this gradual transition, during which cells enter a short-lived critical transition state where they contained both healthy and cancerous traits. Using a molecular identification system, the team was able to target the mechanisms controlling this transition and identify molecular pathways that pushed cells back to a normal state. Now, Cho and his colleagues tested this new treatment mechanism through molecular cell experiments in lab-grown mini-tumors or organoids made from colon cancer cells. They identified an enzyme that was hindering the breakdown of certain cancer-related proteins, allowing them to fuel tumor growths. By blocking the enzyme, the organoids stopped growing and reverted to a healthy state of normal functioning. The team published their findings in the journal Advanced Science. Now, here's the deal, Mal.
Uh-huh.
They came up with this in South Korea.
Okay.
It's wonderful research.
Yeah.
It seems like you could get to work on this right away, right?
You would think.
Like you could start putting this to work right away on patients right here in the U.S.
Uh-huh.
But how soon do you think you get going on this?
Exactly.
On patients in the U.S.?
Not for a very, very, very long time.
Because it's got to go through medical trials.
Yep.
And then you have to figure out how to charge patients for this.
Yes.
And this is a cure. This isn't a treatment. This is a reversal of the disease. I don't think this makes it to market.
Probably not. Pharmaceutical companies will be like, nope, we're just going to charge you, pump you full of drugs.
I mean, and if it's a full reversal of the disease, I got to think the treatment is going to be $50,000 to $100,000, right? Or more.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't mean to be, the one to piss on your head and tell you it's raining, but I just, I can just see drug companies here or even the medical institutions here in America wanting to charge an arm and a leg, $250,000, $300,000 for this. It's a cure.
100%.
Yeah. It's not a treatment. It's a cure. That could be worth millions.
Mm-hmm.
How do you price yourself out of the market? What's that worth? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I would like to say that it happened sooner than later, but I just think with pharmaceutical companies and stuff with the almighty dollar that it'll take a long time for it to come our way, or they're going to charge an arm and a leg for it. Because I feel like anytime there's a cure or like a holistic approach rather than, pumping you full of drugs, it disappears.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be, much like the beginning of last year, we heard about laser fusion and how it was supposed to power an entire city with just a laser, and how this was supposed to knock down energy costs. But it was going to take 10 years to build a factory in order to contain this, which I don't buy for a minute. If you supposedly were able to test laser fusion and be able to power an entire city with a laser, why does it take 10 years to build the factory? It's not that it takes 10 years to build the factory. It takes 10 years for you to figure out how to put value to a laser and charges for it, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it takes 10 years for you to figure out how you're going to turn fossil fuel, companies that make money off fossil fuels into companies that make money off of lasers, right? I just think when you come up with something like this that's revolutionary, it's going to save people's lives. It's going to change the way we deal with cancer. That cancer is not a death sentence anymore.
Right.
You have to figure out what value that has on human lives. And it's absolutely going to ruin some people financially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just, it's a blessing in one breath and it's a curse in the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hate to look at it that way. I want to be optimistic, but I read that story and I celebrated in one breath and then I was sunk in another. When I saw it, All right. It's time now for our palate cleanser. Now that I've just dropped that on you. This comes from by the way, if you have a story for us for Supernatural News, or if you have a story for us for Dumb Crime, Stupid Criminals, just send it in tim@darknessradio.com. It's real simple. You can do it that way. And by the way, we love our listeners that do that. So please send us stories. And if you have a Parashare story, your own true experience with something of the supernatural, whether it be a ghost, cryptid, an alien experience, whatever you've had, please feel free to send it along to us. Again, tim@darknessradio.com. We encourage that. Or if you want to submit it in your own voice, just go to darknessradioshow.com. There's a blue button on the right-hand side. Leave us a 2-minute voice note by clicking that blue button and leaving it in your own voice. If you need more time, click on the blue button again. You have another 2 minutes. I'll stitch it together. I'll air it right here on the show. All right, here we go. Spit or swallow, Mallie?
Depends on my gag reaction that day.
Whoa!
Just kidding.
That's
Let's just say spit.
All right. Well, that's what the humpback whale said.
Oh, is this that guy in the kayak?
Yes.
I saw that story.
Yes.
Dang.
There's an insane video out there that shows a kayaker being swallowed by a humpback whale. The incredible incident occurred recently in the Strait of Magellan off the coast of Chile. For kayaker Adrian Samankis, it had been the adventure of a lifetime, but little did he know that within seconds, he would find himself inside the mouth of a gargantuan ocean-born mammal. The incident, which was captured on camera by Adrian's own father, who was filming nearby, saw a huge humpback whale suddenly emerge from the water directly beneath him, engulfing both he and his kayak in one fluid motion. I thought I was dead, Adrian told the Associated Press. I thought it had eaten me, and I thought it had swallowed me. For a brief second, his father looked on in horror until, as quickly as it had begun, the incident ended with Adrian being released back into the water by the creature. Fortunately, he hadn't suffered any injuries, but the freezing water was still a major concern. When I came up and started floating, I was scared that something might happen to my father too, that we wouldn't reach the shore in time or that I would get hypothermia, he recalled. As luck would have it, however, they were both able to make it back to the shore in one piece. There's video of this, which I will post in the description of this program so you can watch that whale spit.
Could you imagine if his dad wasn't recording him? No one would believe that story.
Right. Right.
Because it's so bizarre. No one would. They'd be like, yeah, right, whatever.
That's right. That's right. Everybody would be like, yeah, whatever. You got spit out by a whale. Sure. Right. But no, it really did happen. We have video for you so that you can watch it in the description of this program. So that's what we'll leave you with today. So see, Mallie, it wasn't as bad as you thought.
No, it wasn't.
See, that's what she said. I mean, I don't know. Tomorrow on the big program, Nancy Orlin Weber is going to be our guest. We'll be talking about everything from the life of a psychic detective, talking with nature, conversations with pets and wildlife, to being a soul detective, solving the inner mystery of you, a transformative guide. There's lots of stuff that we're going to talk with Nancy Orlin Weber about tomorrow on The Big Show.
Very cool.
It's going to be an interesting program tomorrow with Nancy Orlin Weber. So there you go. That's our big surprise for tomorrow. What's going on over there at paranormalgirl.com?
Nothing much. Just check it out, paranormalgirl.com. And I need to start looking for some places to investigate because I'm getting that itch.
Oh, okay.
I want to do some investigating in some haunted places that I haven't been to yet.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. How about you?
Well, a reminder that Missouri Paracon is coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend. If you don't have your tickets for that yet, follow the link in the description of this program and get your tickets for that. There are day passes available if you're in the area to get a single day pass. So a reminder that you can get those as well. Let's see. I'll be there, by the way. You can come up and, I don't know, pat me on my bald head or whatever it is you want to do.
Oh,
Benny Hill me. Let's see what else. Oh yes. By the way, if you're watching this on video, if you're watching at the YouTube channel, and if you don't know what the YouTube channel is, it's very easy. It's the Original Darkness Radio. By all means, watch us on video. Go to the Original Darkness Radio, like and subscribe over there at the Original Darkness Radio. I want to thank everybody who has gone to the Original Darkness Radio on YouTube and has liked and subscribed. We've been growing by leaps and bounds, so I want to thank you for that. We'll actually be introducing subscriptions here in the next few days so that you can get little rewards and whatnot. We have to figure out what those rewards are, Mallie. Yeah, we have to come up with a reward system for our subscribers.
Gotcha.
But we want to thank everybody who's subscribed over there, and everybody who's about to subscribe over there. So thank you so much for supporting us over on YouTube. And also the Apple app. If you have an Apple device, the Darkness Radio Apple app is available as well. Be sure if you haven't updated that Apple app to do so, and if you don't have it, go get it. It's available in the Apple Store. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. I think that's all we have for today. So that'll do it for today. Again, tomorrow on The Big Show, Nancy Orlin Weber will be talking about everything from communication with your pets to being a soul detective and getting to know you. So we'll be reaching inside you tomorrow. That sounds weird. That sounds creepy.
No, just a tad.
Just a tad. I'll explain more. We'll do that. So for Mallie Fox, I'm Jim Dennis. Thank you so much for joining us today for Supernatural News and Parashare right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This has been Darkness Radio.